Hi, welcome to the video number 2. This one is going to be about my routine and the habits that I've created, something that really benefits me and something that I feel the lack of if I don't do it. The first video was about the benefits of the whole thing of self-improvement and things that I see change in your life once you start the journey, the conscious journey of improving yourself and making yourself a better person. In the last video, I mentioned that I don't have an alarm. I wake up naturally and I allow myself to have enough rest because it's really crucial for the better functioning of our organism, of our machine, of our Ferrari that we are. And also because I have some health conditions that really force me to have better rest. I have excruciating migraines and they debilitate me, unfortunately, if I don't have enough rest. So in a way it is a blessing in disguise and I can dedicate better attention to my health. Second thing I do, and this is where we can really hack a bit our bad habits of using the phone. The first thing in the morning, I use the meditation app and I meditate as soon as I wake up. This is also beneficial because we are still in that alpha brainwave state once we just wake up and we go into meditation, which is the same brain wavelength as we go into a deep meditation. That's where, as I said, the habit of using the phone really can help because you're gonna go to the meditation app instead of your Instagram. The next thing I do is journaling, and I make it very simple for myself, something really accessible, just 1 page a day. It is long enough to work on my thoughts, on the process, and clarifying the things and getting into the state of much clearer understanding of my situation and what I want to work on. And it's also brief enough to not make it really daunting. And the journaling can be really simple. It is free writing. You take in the pen and the paper or a copybook, and you write down. You dump everything you want to process, or just let it flow. Or in my case, sometimes I have a question that I really want to resolve in my head, and I put it out there. And by the end of the page, I arrive to at least a solution or an idea of how to improve that, if not like a full baked solution that I'm looking for. Then I'm using a financial planner and a financial expense tracker that really helps me get an understanding of where I'm standing with my money, and I connect lots of the cards that I have, different accounts that I have for business, for personal use, my savings account, and the app that I'm using is called Wallet, and there are so many other ones. You can choose the one that is looking better for you, and it is really giving me a clear structure of my expenses and just makes me calmer and not afraid to look at my credit card statement or my bank statement. And that's the moment when I get out of the bed. That's my first really lazy but kind of very productive morning, and I use the habit principle that Marie Forleo is talking about: create before you consume. After that, I allow myself some time on social media. About that, I have the timer on my social media apps, not more than 20 minutes per app, making it in total not more than 1 hour a day. You can access this setting on your phone in the digital well-being setting, and that's where you can also have some schedules that I'm gonna talk about a bit later. And the last thing to start off my day would be the exercise that I'm doing almost every day. If my body's sore or when I have some pains, it can be relaxing stretching. Sometimes it can be hard cardio, sometimes it can be the weight lift, and I exercise at my home, and it's a really small apartment. So if I can do that, you can do that. And that's how I start off my day. I go through my to-do list, and that's another hack that I implemented. I digitalized my to-do list. I used to have a notebook and I would divide everything by the project, and every week I would write this kind of planning, and I realized that because I have some recurring tasks and I need to write down by hand each new week all of them, it would make so much more sense to have a digital and to use an app that would be, you know, having the recurring tasks, and I could be using it, you know, in a much simpler way. So that's how I use now the Todoist app. And again, there are several other apps that you can use. This one works for me. I can set up the recurring tasks, and I can divide the projects by priority, color code them, and it's pretty cool. As a break, I can use an excuse and go for a walk every day. I try to have my 10,000 steps. I'm blessed enough to have a park nearby, which is more like a forest, and it really is cool and refreshing and relaxing to have all the greenery and the sunlight that we definitely need a lot of every day. And that's where I also keep, you know, my body moving and the energy flowing. I am listening to some podcasts. I'm a big lover of different podcasts. A hack from me, we get the information still pretty well, even if it is sped up, if you accelerate it. So if your English or whatever language you are listening your podcast in is allowing you to do that, speed up, make it 1.2 or even 1.5, you will still understand, because the brain is processing it faster than you think. So that's how you can, you know, minimize the time for each podcast and still get the great information in. Then at the end of the day, I still have like kind of wind down routine, something that would be defining much clearer my you know, the end of the day. So some things would be like reading, and I'm working a lot on making sure that I'm reading every day. Sometimes I also do the exercises from the book that I'm reading. Sometimes it can be the books on business or self-improvement and finances, things that really require a bit of thought and a bit of planning behind. So I will be using those to further improve, you know, the life around me and myself. I also enrolled in a history class, and in Khan Academy. It's free, something that I really love and makes me, you know, have yet another thing that I can bring to the table eventually. And there are many other courses and classes that you can do yourself if you are interested in that. And all of these tasks, all of these little tasks that I have are in my to-do list. I check them off, and by the end of the day, I almost all the time arrive to the free, to the clear, you know, to-do list, or I need to reschedule, but that happens to all of us. Let me know what's your routine like, what kind of things you would like to try, what are the things that you are not doing. I'm really interested in different hacks. I've learned about, you know, a second phone, for example, for the work-related matters, or just even, you know, a second space that you can have on your phone. The things that you're using with your phone, the phones now can really help also with the productivity, even though they're labeled as like the most evil thing possible. As I mentioned, there is this notification blocker in the digital well-being setting on your phone. You can set up the schedules for certain apps and for certain days. For example, my Sundays are off, and most of my work-related notifications are off as well for 24 hours, and nothing bad happened so far. It really helps you rewind and focus on yourself, on the family, on your health, on chilling. For me, my to-do list is active 6 days a week, and my Sunday is the day that I'm not doing work. The next video, as I mentioned, would be about meditation and manifestation and mindfulness, and the all, you know, myths and, you know, different things that we've learned about it and are confusing at this point, and ask you questions about them or anything that I've talked about in this video. I'm really looking forward to your feedback, to your ideas. Again, we are co-creating here, so let me know what you are interested in. And have a great day, guys. Have a wonderful week, and see you next Wednesday.